This was the scene a few hours ago as violent storms pushed through San Antonio. There was a lot of wind, a lot of rain, but after an hour delay, conditions are much better. And we will indeed be playing soccer tonight. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC in a rematch of last year's playoff battle. We have it for you on Fox Sports Southwest. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Happy 4th of July, along with Lance Key. I'm Dan Weiss. Anya Rosales will join us down on the field in just a bit. It's great to have you with us. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC meet for the first time since their epic playoff battle a year ago here at Toyota Field. Lance, unfortunately for San Antonio, it ended in a familiar result.
Yeah, really a difficult night for SAFC and the San Antonio soccer community after such a great run last year, ending up on the wrong side of a penalty shootout. Always a very close match between these two sides. They defend very well, they organize very well against each other, and it's always very, very tight.
It was Cesar Elizondo who got the scoring started before Vucek Wojciech equalized in the 85th minute, and then OKC Energy wins in penalty kicks. And there's always one team, Lance, that seems to have your number, and for San Antonio, that's OKC Energy.
Yeah, as we said, 0-2-5 all time against OKC. It's just one of those matches. These two staffs, they just seem to organize against each other in such a way where SAFC can't get the breakthrough. Zero wins in 7 matches against this side. And it's not that one side's more talented or less talented than the other. They just don't seem to have the right pieces in this matchup to this point. Maybe tonight's the difference.
To say they're due, no question about it. Anya Rosales coming up will join us down on the field. San Antonio FC is debuting new kits this evening as we all celebrate Independence Day. A lot of festivities going on around the stadium. Kickoff coming up as well next here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chicken biscuits made fresh daily for breakfast.
Now that's smart.
Corner stores are proudly becoming Circle K, home of the Polar Pop Cup. That's right, you can enjoy any size Polar Pop Cup filled to the brim with your favorite flavor for just 79 cents at any corner store. Nothing stays cold longer, and the Polar Pop Cup is the best way to quench your thirst. Stay refreshed all day long for just 79 cents. Corner store, proudly becoming Circle K.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the Delivered Fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
When it needs to be ultra exciting, high flying, non-stop action, San Antonio FC Soccer's got you covered. When it needs to be high performing, hard working, high tech, super safe, built for comfort, and surprisingly affordable, Holt Cat has got you covered. With best-in-class cat heavy equipment, engines, generators, and more, plus legendary service and support, and the largest parts inventory and distribution network in Texas. Kick it into high gear with Holt Cat.
It's an early start to Week 17 of the USL season as we celebrate 4th of July tonight at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC about to kick off, meeting for the first time this season. Let's take a look at our starting 11s for both sides. While it's OKC Energy's first trip to Toyota Field, it's Christian Bileski's second starting up top. He began the season with St. Louis FC and was here on opening night. 2 goals since joining OKC back in early May. For San Antonio FC, the big change in their 11 tonight, Matt Cardoni makes his first start in net since April 22nd of last season. When he was injured in Vancouver, Diego Restrepo, with 1 game for Lee Johnston, has gone the rest of the way. Take a look at our Methodist Healthcare injury report for tonight's match. San Antonio FC without 3 players dealing with lower body injuries: Pekka, Rafa Castillo, and Charlie Ward. Cyprian Hedrick makes his 4th consecutive start for San Antonio FC. With more on that, and as well as the conditions out on the field, let's send it down to the 3rd member of our team, Anya Rosales.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, the conditions of the field are pretty slippery in warm-up. I saw the guys kind of playing some fast worm burner type of balls to see how they control it. It's going to be making the defense on their toes tonight. And speaking of the defensive third of the field, we look at defender Cyprian Hedrick, who's been a familiar face lately for SAFC in that back line. He started for Colorado last match, and the last time he was here at SAFC, he recorded a high 13 tackles and 5 clearances here at Toyota Field against Sacramento to win 1-0 over the club and earn a clean sheet. So we're going to definitely see what Cyprian has tonight, and hopefully he can withstand the conditions as everyone else. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Anya. And as you saw, Anya, and as you see San Antonio wearing their 3rd kit, debuting red and black. And it's, well, I know Darren Powell certainly knows that England succeeded yesterday wearing the red kits as they won in penalties for the first time ever in World Cup play, and so I'm sure he's hoping that's an omen for the red kits tonight, Lance.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fairly aware of that result. What a great result for England. Really, really well played thus far throughout the Cup. Probably one of the favorites for even some people outside of the UK.
With Lansky and Anya Rosales, along with our entire Fox Sports Southwest crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us here this evening at Toyota Field after a 1-hour delay. And if you are just joining us and you see, well, it looks pretty nice outside, it certainly does. About 4 hours ago, the rain was coming down in buckets, and even at about 7:30, it was still raining pretty good. That rain, though, has definitely subsided. Rain not really in the forecast the rest of the evening, and Lance, very pleasant 74 degrees, where we've started games that have been approaching triple digits, so a much, much different feel tonight for San Antonio here at home.
Yeah, seems to be great conditions at this point in time. No standing water anywhere. The field looks to be holding up nicely through the first moments here of the match tonight.
For San Antonio, this is the 2nd time in 5 days they've had to deal with the elements in Colorado Springs on Saturday night. As you see Darren Powell surveying the field, San Antonio had a 2-hour delay because of another storm that dropped an incredible amount of hail on the pitch at Widener Field in Colorado Springs. They had to shovel that off, and if you go to San Antonio FC's social media accounts, you can take a look at it. It almost looked like about 2 inches of snow was on the field in Colorado Springs. So they got that game underway 2 hours after its initial start time, and the game ended in a 1-1 draw as Rafa Castillo ended up becoming the all-time leading scorer for San Antonio FC, scoring on the penalty his 11th career goal with San Antonio. As Gordon gets under this one, delivers it into the box, and taken here on the wing, cleared out by Christian Ibiaga, who, yes, is the older brother of former San Antonio FC defender Sebastian Ibiaga. Christian played last season for North Carolina FC, also played in the USL a couple years ago with Colorado Springs. Both players went to Duke. Christian, 2 years older, 28, and Sebastian, 26. And of course, Sebastian has been playing all season with NYCFC in Major League Soccer. OKC Energy FC returns 10 players from a year ago, 7 who played in that Western Conference semifinal match here at San Antonio's Toyota Field. It was won in penalties by Energy after the 2 teams played to a 1-1 draw through 120 minutes. Cesar Elizondo, Lucic Wojciech scoring in that one. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but San Antonio FC looking for their first victory ever against OKC FC. Take a look at our game officials for tonight. Malik Badawi, center official, as Cochran whips this in from the left flank and defended away out to Jose Barril. OKC Energy FC on the counter. Alex Dixon, as he runs in on Ryan Rashandel. Dixon gives it a go. Matt Cardoni makes his first save of the match.
Important there for Matt Cardoni to take that in, absorb it, not give it up any rebounds as he starts this game off. As you said, been a long time since he's been in net for SAFC. Important to get that first touch and feel confident and comfortable with it, not only for yourself, but the players in front of you. And really, thus far, SAFC is looking pretty good in possession. Lots of changes since the last time they were here.
Presley puts it off the defender. Cleared out to the touchline. Dixon keeps it in play. And while Cardoni makes his first USL start in over a year, he has appeared in a couple of Open Cup games this season for San Antonio FC, including the 1-0 defeat against FC Dallas that was here back in early June. So Matt's gotten some minutes, but as San Antonio FC schedule starts to get a little bit more condensed, Cardoni trying to build up some minutes as well, because I think they're going to need him here as the schedule gets a little more compact later in the year.
Yeah, they might well need him as the season goes on. But, again, we've talked about this from time to time throughout our broadcasts. What a great goalkeeping staff between him and Restrepo. You look at Juan Lamadrid and what he's done with that goalkeeping staff and creating that unity within that group. And he's got two outstanding goalkeepers. You take a look at Restrepo looking on, and you certainly expect and would imagine that Restrepo has been very supportive of Matt as he's made the transition tonight off the bench and into the starting role. But it's a big one against a team that, as you said already, they have not been able to get those 3 points against.
And it's a big match for San Antonio in general. They've slipped to 11th in the Western Conference, 21 points. That being said, they're just 3 back of Colorado Springs, who's in that number 8 spot, and Colorado Springs has already lost this week. They lost last night to Orange County, so it's an opportunity for San Antonio FC to climb the table if they can indeed get 3 points against an Energy team that has really gotten off to a slow start to begin 2018. Connor Presley will work it back upfield to Greg Cochran. Energy's just got 5 wins on the year, matching San Antonio, but 10 defeats. They won their opener against Tulsa, lost their next 8. They were shut out in 5 straight games, going over 600 minutes without a goal. But they have gone 4-2-1 in their last 7, winning 3 straight. And on top of that, almost half of their goal total has come in their last 3 wins, as they've got 6 of their 13 goals over this 3-game winning streak. And San Antonio FC will concede possession here on the foul. An Energy who really played a 4-4-2 the last time they met San Antonio FC. A little more of a 4-2-3-1 here for new head coach Steve Cook.
We've seen SAFC over the last few weeks make some changes from match to match and within the match itself. They themselves tonight looking really in a 4-2-3-1. Omar Gordon shifting from that wide channel to really that number 9 role. You see Connor Presley here on the left-hand side, Escalante now on the right-hand side. Perhaps looking a little bit more for service from Escalante as he comes inside. Also a finishing opportunity there as he comes inside on that left foot. And then you look at the back line. Some additional changes. You see Luca Cuomo, obviously Cyprian Hedrick sliding inside, only starting the last 4 games. When he came in, he was really the right side of a 3, and tonight he's playing right center back in a 4. So it's not just Matt Cardoni. There's lots of changes here tonight for SAFC, but they look promising here in the opening moments.
Darnell King, combination here with Omar Gordon. Edge of the box, ball rolls harmlessly back into the box, and the clearance back upfield. You mentioned Luca Cuomo. He's making his home debut. He did start Saturday night, season debut against Colorado Springs. Made with Rochester in the NPSL a year ago, but young 25-year-old defender went to Warner University, originally from Rochester, New York. For Greg Cochran, it's old hand for him. This is his 83rd career appearance with San Antonio FC and his 75th in USL plays. He works it upfield to Connor Presley. Second straight start for Presley, as he'll turn it out wide. Darnell King switching the play back across for Shandel. And again, it's Cochran as San Antonio FC building some good possession early. Presley tried to touch it back to Cochran, and again, that's where the conditions are going to come into play tonight. Here's a good ball back the other direction on the counter. It's run down upfield by Valesky, and Learn OKC their first corner of the match.
Yeah, we saw Christian Valesky earlier in the season, as you mentioned, on opening night. Very dangerous, very active and dynamic up top for St. Louis, and continues to demonstrate that here tonight, giving Luca Cuomo his first real run in a recovery. Was able to win a corner there for OKC.
Valesky scored in the 90th minute finishing a set piece by this gentleman coming over to the corner stick, Philip Rasmussen, to earn the 1-0 victory a couple of Saturdays ago against LA Galaxy 2. Their third straight win, as we mentioned. It's a good run of form here as of late for Steve Cook's squad as they come to San Antonio. Rasmussen, the right-footed in-swinger. Play a ball here to the top of the 6-yard box again in Valesky's direction. And unable to handle it there was Ibeagha. San Antonio FC trying to come back the other direction, but they concede possession. Miguel Gonzalez putting it back into the box. San Antonio FC will take it away.
And in these early moments, one of the things you mentioned just a minute ago about San Antonio starting to build a little bit of possession, and we've talked about that throughout the season, just in terms of really being able to get and sustain possession of the ball and be able to build. And they haven't done a phenomenal job of that over the course of the season. One of the big changes tonight, I think, that you're seeing as to why they're having that success in possession is they've added that extra player to the middle of the park. They're really playing with 3 there centrally underneath Omar Gordon, who's playing more of a traditional number 9 role. And that third player in there, I think, is something they've been missing over the last couple of weeks for their home matches. And obviously they made some shifts for their match in Colorado Springs, but I think that's an important piece tonight to watch as they continue to try to build and ultimately establish rhythm in this match.
A foul on an over-aggressive Valesky. There's 31 career goals in 93 USL games. Native of Henderson, Nevada. There's some scorers on this OKC Energy team besides Valesky. Miguel Gonzalez, 9 goals in 41 games with OKC, and Alex Dixon on the other side. He too 9 goals in his OKC career that has spanned 47 games. Presley concedes possession. Ibeagha will take it away from him. Christian Ibeagha plays a different game than his brother Seba. He's more of a wing-back. We often saw Seba, of course, dominate play as the central defender last year for San Antonio.
We're going to see there Dixon, really that ball coming off of him should have been an SAFC throw. Connor Presley doing a decent job there in the corner, defending.
Maxi Rodriguez back in the starting 11 tonight for San Antonio FC. His second start in USL play as he works it out wide. Darnell King, Cyprian Hedrick, and Luca Cuomo. Played all 90 minutes against Colorado Springs on Saturday. First time this year that San Antonio FC has had 2 league matches in a 5-day span. Cuomo trying to go over the top for Cochran. Alex Dixon will settle it down for Energy. Valesky was trying to make the run, and he's fouled by Luca Cuomo, who's going to go right into the books here early in the 13th minute.
Yeah, that's the second time here. Valesky's really kind of gotten the better of Cuomo, and it comes down to starting position. You're going to see him get a little bit high and a little bit too tight here, and just have no option. Oh, we just caught the tail end of it there, but really have no option other than to just bring him down. Otherwise, he was releasing Valesky into a ton of space and possession. So the adjustment there for Cuomo as the game goes on certainly is respecting that pace, but trying to take up better starting positions.
Rasmussen to take the free kick here for OKC in the 13th minute. Jose Baril. Well, he was fantastic in the playoff game last year against San Antonio as he works to Alex Dixon, really the engineer in the midfield for Energy. Lopez spins away there out of the challenge from Baril. And a nice play out wide for Darnell King, who's got to channel the maneuver through as he runs forward here. The attack against Callum Ross will play it back out wide. Jose Escalante. Lopez back out top, and the bid goes wide there for Escalante.
And that's what the SAFC staff want to see. That's why they put Escalante there on the right-hand side, so he can cut in, come across the face of that back line, and try to find those seams to either slip balls in, or here, as you see, create a little bit of space and try to put one on frame. He's got a very good left-footed strike on the ball. Could be a dangerous goal scorer as he comes in on that angle. As I said, they'll be happy with what they saw there from Escalante.
Escalante, 1 goal in his 11 matches this season with San Antonio. 8 career goals in 48 USL games. His offense certainly is needed by San Antonio here, who They have dropped all the way down to 29th in the league in goals for, with just 15 through their first 15 matches of the season. Still defending very well, however. 16 goals against. That's tied for 5th in USL play. Whipped in by Ibiaga. Hedrick as he goes down inside the box and the foul. We'll turn the ball back over to San Antonio.
Yeah, dangerous ball in here from Ibiaga as he whips it in with his right foot. You see Christian Valesky just lurking there on the weak side there of Cyprian Hedrick. Just not able to come back for the ball without coming through Hedrick.
Cyprian Hedrick playing against his former team. Spent 3 seasons with OKC Energy FC from 2014 through 2016 and appeared in 78 of 86 matches. Was a mainstay as a center back for them before signing as a free agent before last season with San Antonio. Becky's sending it upfield. San Antonio, though, returning it back to the OKC Energy third of the pitch. Here's Burrill. Alex Dixon out wide. Good service into the box. Gonzalez getting under it. Gonzalez gives it a go. Great save, Cardoni.
Fantastic save. What a great save from Matt Cardoni there.
What a great ball from Alex Dixon, finding Miguel Gonzalez running in space. And San Antonio dodges an early bullet on the big-time save by Matt Cardoni.
A little bit of an awkward bounce as that ball came in here. I'm going to get another look at it here as you see Darnell King defending on that weak side. Just kind of an awkward bounce off of him. And Matt Cardoni did a great job of just staying upright and staying big. Really a big-time save to keep SAFC in it at 0-0 here through the first 15.
Gonzalez scored here in stoppage time in the regular season meeting in July. Leveled the game at 1. On a night where it appeared San Antonio FC was dominant over Energy. And one of those 5 draws for San Antonio in this all-time rivalry with OKC. San Antonio concedes possession. Here's Burrill, product of the Real Madrid Academy, working with Dixon upfield. San Antonio with a good challenge will take it away as Luca Cuomo will switch it across. Escalante.
With their shape tonight, SAFC, their spacing's been so much better.
Great run by Escalante into the box, getting through to this ball from Lopez. Brought down to the area, no call as we play on. Escalante is a little slow to get up there to the left of the goal. Still down on the field. Meanwhile, Burrill switching the play out wide. Dixon looking in Valesky's direction. This ball through Valesky, knocking it off Cardoni. Valesky is absolutely incensed. Thought he was fouled as he thought Cardoni may have gone for him instead of the ball.
Now Cardoni did a great job of going down and keeping Valesky from getting that first touch by him there. Not sure what Valesky's so upset about. I think it was well played by Matt Cardoni.
And Escalante still has not gotten up, and they will go finally take a look at Jose, who's been down on the field now for a good minute or so since that last rush.
Again, we saw some great spacing just as he left it there. Just
went hard into the board.
Yeah, just left that ball in. And then here we see the other end. Matt Cardoni doing a great job coming through. Good save. Cuomo again. Valesky getting that opposite side of him, being able to find that space between him and Cardoni.
So Matt Cardoni has been tested early.
Yeah, that's 2 big saves from Cardoni in the last 3 minutes. And I like what we're seeing from SAFC. They're pushing things higher. They're putting OKC under a little bit more pressure in possession. But with that, they're also conceding a little bit of that space in behind that back line. And we've seen OKC now that seem to be switched on to that and playing some of those early balls in behind that back line and testing that space. And so in terms of managing that, like I said, Cuomo's going to have to get a little bit better starting position. He's going to have to get himself on a half turn a little bit quicker. Hedrick's going to have to create some second defender support for him, and Cardone's going to have to continue to stay high enough to be connected to that back line in order to not allow Valesky to be able to take advantage of that space.
San Antonio FC Soccer here on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyattoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. As Escalante will finally come to his feet. We'll see if he will be able to continue here. San Antonio FC Saturday night in Colorado Springs. If you did not catch the match, it appeared Rafa Castillo suffered a pretty serious injury late after he equalized the game on a penalty. We saw in the Methodist Healthcare injury update, Rafa out with that lower body injury, and not really a sense of how bad Rafa's injury is or how long he may be out of action for, but it did not look good after he was taken down late in the game. Could not continue. It came off immediately. Whereas Escalante appears to be able to walk this off, and he's back out on the field and back rejoining the play. Meanwhile, here's Omar Gordon. Gordon had 6 shots in the game Saturday night in Colorado Springs, season high for him. Lopez trying to attack there on Justin Chavez, and we'll turn here into a San Antonio FC opportunity. Corner coming up here is Connor Presley. We'll go over to the stick.
We're seeing it again in these early stages, this first 20 minutes of the match here. We're seeing SAFC finding a little bit more of a rhythm, feeling more confident playing in this system. Obviously, the first time they played it was last week, but first time back here at home, and really looking pretty good in front of their home side.
Right-footed in-swinger Connor Presley. Deep ball to the back post, looking in Escalante's direction and getting under it and deflecting it out of play on the opposite side is Callum Ross. Presley will run from one stick to the other. Connor Presley making his 6th start of the season for San Antonio. And by the way, it's his birthday today. Happy 20th birthday to the Austin native. Nice birthday to have when you share it with USA. USA is a little bit older at 242.
Yeah, happy birthday, young fella.
Is that USA or Presley?
It's all relative.
A throw in here for San Antonio. 17th career appearance for Presley and his 7th career start. Still looking for his first goal.
But he's been dangerous. You think about the minutes that he's come on and played. He's played some big minutes for SAFC this year, and he's just one of these guys where he works really hard. There you see his off-the-ball effort. He works very hard. He's dynamic. He loves to run at players. I think he's got a tremendous amount of potential, a lot of room of growth, but he seems committed to that growth process and really committing himself to being a professional. You know, you talked about Rafa Castillo. What a big loss that is for SAFC. Really a big loss for the San Antonio soccer community because they're so accustomed to seeing him here over the past few years and playing such a big part and scoring such big goals for the professional franchise here. I just hope it's a quicker recovery than you might initially expect from what you saw.
Here's Escalante on the free kick. Left-footed in, swinger right into the box and headed out. Back out top. Greg Cochran.
Good pressure from Baril there.
Jose Baril, 26-year-old, 14 career goals in USL play and 3 wonderful seasons playing for Harrisburg City. He was a second-team USL All-Star back in 2016. Before coming over to the States, he spent his entire career playing in that Real Madrid academy. He's clearly well coached.
Not a bad place to learn the game, is it?
Nope, not at all. Darnell King. Hedrick with a first touch upfield for Rodriguez and back to Luca Cuomo.
And you get a look at that spacing I was referring to earlier. Just really good spacing tonight for SAFC. Stretching this OKC organization out. Not just from left to right, but front to back. And I think that's sometimes, in terms of the attack, some of the things that SAFC have been missing is it's important with your spacing. It's not just your width across the field, but it's also your depth. And sometimes you'll get the depth without the width, or you'll get the width without the depth. But it's really necessary to have both. And I like what I'm seeing here from SAFC tonight in terms of how they've prepared for this match and how they're coming in and how they're managing that. Managing space is a very, very big part of the game. And they've done a great job of it here through the first 24 minutes.
Energy will take the throw-in. Matt Van Oekel, longtime veteran keeper. He's started every match for Energy. He's the keeper of the year 2 years ago in the North American Soccer League with FC Edmonton. He's reunited with his head coach, Steve Cook. They were together in Salt Lake City last season. Steve Cook actually took over as the interim head coach late in the season for Real Salt Lake. Or excuse me, Colorado Rapids, beg your pardon. And then after spending a long time with that Colorado Rapids academy and serving as a Rapids assistant coach, getting the opportunity to serve as a head coach here really for the first time of a USL side. Presley will put it out wide, Darnell King.
You can just see SAFC out on the front studs tonight in the first 25 minutes of the match here. Really committed to going forward, committed to getting numbers forward. There you see both Darnell King and Cochran both forward in the final third of the field. Good numbers surrounding and supporting the ball.
Rochandel, good save. Van Oekel will turn into a corner for San Antonio.
And there's Ryan Rochandel from his trusty 25 to 30 yarder. A near miss on Saturday night. And here does a nice job of staying over it. Van Oekel does a great job of getting from left to right there and extending his hand out to keep that out.
Ryan Rochandel appearing in his 34th match here with San Antonio FC. Again, the captain of this year's squad. Presley. Deep ball to the edge of the 6, headed down by Luca. He'll come back out here into the area. Bouncing ball. Gordon take it back outside here with Presley. Presley moves this one through, defended away by Energy. A couple of Saturdays ago against Reno, Lance, you talked about it. The execution between the 18-yard box is very good for San Antonio FC, but it was that execution inside the box that seemed to elude them. And really, until the goals start coming, that's going to be something on the back of their minds here as they go through every match, isn't it?
It most certainly is, and that's also why you see the staff tinkering a little bit with things going forward. You see Omar moving up top.
There's Gordon with a chance. Van Oekel the save, and the rebound will ride out before Lopez can get to it.
Just on cue there for Omar. You see Escalante moving from the left to the right. We've already seen him cut in on his left foot. You know, these are the types of things that you do. A great little first-time ball there from Mikey Lopez. Omar really didn't catch all of it there, but he still forced Van Oekel to have to get all the way across and get down to make that save. Kept it on frame. But those are the types of things that you do when you feel like you're building and you're doing some things well throughout the sort of middle third of the field, but can't quite find the timing, the execution, the final third.
It's already the 4th Circle K corner of the match for San Antonio. Played short by Connor Presley and taken out by Alex Dixon.
And I'm thinking they're going to have to get a left-footed service from that corner of the field.
Another bid for Rochandel goes wide of frame.
You've seen we've seen Connor Presley take 2 from that side and just not be able to get anything behind them, hitting them very, very short. Not even close to clearing that first defender. And we saw them before the match started down there in that corner just shoveling water off. So my guess is they're going to have to get a left-footed in-swinger there in order to get a quality service.
The build-up has certainly been for San Antonio after a couple of close calls early in the match against Matt Cardoni. Couple of saves from Matt Van Oekel. We remain scoreless here nearly a half hour into the match. Just a little touch there for Omar Gordon playing it out wide. San Antonio back on the ball here. Rodriguez from Escalante. concedes possession as he was swarmed by 2 energy players. San Antonio will reset to the midfield.
And that last time, Maxi Rodriguez just trying to turn into pressure unnecessarily. I like the cleanliness he has on the ball, and especially when he just plays quick, he plays the way he faces, he keeps the ball moving and continues to connect. He can certainly turn and drive that space. He's just got to pick his moments. That last one, not the right moment as he turned into pressure.
Cuomo chips it over the top, looking for Gordon. He's able to bring it down with a good touch. Gordon gives it a go. That's blocked back out from Becky. Gordon back on the ball outside the area. Gordon, a nice move around Gonzalez, but his attempt goes wide of goal.
And these are the types of things, again, as you tinker with things as the staff and try to get Omar Gordon, who really has been the most dangerous attacking player over the last month and a half. You want to get him around the ball. There you see, he doesn't miss by a lot, but he's certainly feeling it, and he's closer to goal. He's in a position where he's going to get more touches. As you said, season high, 6 shots last Saturday, excuse me, in Colorado Springs.
And for Omar, that's now giving him a team high 20 shots on the season, 13 of them on target. He's had a couple of looks here through 30 minutes tonight. But a typical San Antonio, Oklahoma City match so far, scoreless through 30 minutes. And in fact, it was the playoff game that really kind of went a little bit off the book when Cesar Elizondo scored in the 8th minute against C.J. Cochran, forcing San Antonio to defend. Nice little run here for Alex Dixon into the box. Slips it back across the 6 and just misfired on his connection there.
There you see again OKC just finding that space in behind the SAFC back line. There's a lot of it because they're having a lot of possession. They're really committing numbers forward, as I mentioned earlier, but they are conceding that space. And OKC have done a nice job of texturing those balls in. That last time you see them texture that ball into Alex Dixon, he was able to get the ball inside of Cochran there. He's a dangerous player. He's quick. Valesky's already shown he can be dangerous in that space. Got to be very careful, SAFC, not to give something up on the break.
Cochran looking in Presley's direction. Well defended by Ibiaga. Better job there by Presley, taken away from Ibiaga, and then it goes off of Connor Presley. It'll be a throw-in awarded to OKC Energy. Just didn't like that. Well, we've got a little bit of a dust-up in midfield between Cochran and Burrill as the whistle blew back after the ball was served upfield by Oklahoma City.
Now Burrill took offense to something that Luca Cuomo did. I didn't see it. It was off camera, away from everything. He certainly wasn't pleased. But Cochran doing the smart thing as the veterans step in there, keep things away from him. Already sitting on a yellow card, obviously. And as you said, as we expect when we see these two teams come together, a tightly contested match. You're going to see these moments. But we've already seen a few moments here with some decent chances.
There was the shove from Luca Cuomo that had Burrill upset. And you're right, sitting on a yellow already. A young player has to be careful, especially in the first half. Valesky brought down again from behind by Cuomo. Becky heads it forward. Valesky is looking for Alex Dixon. Cochran there to take it. Trying to fight off Dixon. Cochran letting this ride all the way down to the corner stick. 2 Energy players trying to spin him off the ball there, and it will be a throw in here for Energy. Not a lot of support for Greg, who got trapped there in the corner, and he wasn't really happy.
Certainly wasn't happy with the end result. In the end, I'm not sure what he was hoping for. Probably for Dixon to get close enough where he could play it off of him to try to get possession there.
Zibiaga will take the throw in here. Headed out of the area, and it'll roll right to Omar Gordon, although Burrell does a great job coming back. Gordon, a little bit of a bump. Burrell goes down. Omar takes it away, drives his way through the defense of Ross, brought down from behind. We'll get a foul, and a free kick. Looks like a caution as well. Coming up for Energy.
Yeah, just as Omar was stretching out there and starting to penetrate that space, you see Rasmussen just come from behind with a straight arm. Did a good job of working back across his face to keep Rasmussen's path only being around or through.
So Rasmussen into the books in the 35th minute with a yellow. First yellow of the season for him. Philip Rasmussen, who appeared in just 12 games a year ago for Energy, suffered a season-ending injury on their Cascadian trip last year. So a dangerous spot for a free kick for San Antonio FC here in the 35th minute. Trying to break through in a 0-0 game. It's Escalante and Rashandel here right now over the ball. Let's see if Escalante can maybe bend this one to the outside.
And you see a nice place for a free kick here. And as Omar Gordon continues to mature through this position, you know, as he did a great job of collecting the ball back here on the touchline, cutting inside, driving that space. You saw a lot of players getting in support there on that weak side. And he's got to be able to get his head up and try to find those players. As I say, did a nice job of working himself back to the middle and winning that free kick.
Here's Escalante to the back post and over goal. That's exactly what I figured he'd try to do, to bend that one to the back post, and just hit it a little too heavy there.
And we take a look at what led up to that foul. And you see Omar Gordon driving that space, and there's a big hole there for him to find, but he's got so much support. He's got to get up and find those additional players that are in there supporting him. But that's a lot of hard work. You think about him chasing that ball down here for Burrell in the corner, getting all the way through. He's got to share the ball a little bit.
Maxi Rodriguez, Burrell knocks it aside. Bolesky, offside flag is up.
Good fortune there from SAFC, who really got caught that loss of possession there at the edge of the third with Maxi Rodriguez. Caught the two central defenders split too far. Not really prepared to manage that transition. Bolesky a little bit too hasty perhaps in his movement to get that ball in that space.
That's a couple times Maxi's been caught there, holding the ball a little bit too long, trying to make a play. Cuomo. As he works with the keeper, Matt Cardoni, and then this goes off Luca Cuomo. And OKC Energy going to try to push here. Dixon trying to catch San Antonio at numbers forward. Back, and nice little job there coming back. This time by Maxi Rodriguez, gets San Antonio FC to settle back a little more defensively here now.
Yeah, OKC just sensed a little bit of uncertainty there between Cardoni and Cuomo here on the near touchline. Maxi Rodriguez did a nice job there of getting all the way across, recovering and preventing that from escalating.
Headed forward in no particular direction of anyone from Callum Ross. It'll be a goal kick here for Matt Cardoni. So we're about to cross into the 39th minute at Toyota Field. A couple of chances for either side. Cardoni with a big save early on Miguel Gonzalez. Van Okel's been tested a couple of times. Both keepers, though, doing their part here to this point. Hedrick. Rodriguez chips it forward to Lopez, settles back to Rodriguez, and outside to Connor Presley. And able to maintain possession, though, on that ball. Justin Chavez wearing the armband as the Energy captain tonight, 28-year-old in his first season with Oklahoma City, works it forward. Cuomo, this one gets behind him. Leski's been running at him a lot so far in the first half. Nice play there from Rasmussen. Burrill turns back to the outside, working for Alex Dixon. Dixon running at Cochran. Dixon into the area, headed out there by Hedrick. And the second corner coming up here for Energy.
And we see Cyprian Hedrick really continuing to do what he's been doing over the last month. A decent ball in from Dixon, very dangerous area. And you see Cardone coming out for it, but Hedrick taking no chances. That's the third or fourth time already in this half where he's come up big. A nice clearing header to eliminate pressure.
Rasmussen on the corner. Plays it short. King right it out off the touchline here. Rasmussen will take the throw in. Ibiaga. Burrill, corner of the box. Plays it off Cuomo. Now the Rashandle.
Little shift in real estate here. Fair bit of the game being played in the attacking half for SAFC. Spent the last couple of minutes here defending their own 18-yard box. Can't quite seem to clear, to get possession and play out of it. OKC trying to do what they can here late in the first half.
Off Ibiaga, it'll be a goal kick for San Antonio. It was a big night here coming up at Toyota Field, firework extravaganza. And even though this marks the only USL match this week for San Antonio FC, they've got a big friendly coming up on Sunday. For the second season in a row, they'll welcome Santos Laguna, who's coming off a Liga MX championship. The spring season. 7:30 p.m. coming up on Sunday night. For more information or to order tickets, you can go to sanantoniofc.com. Gordon. Lopez. 1 against 2. Back touch gets through here to Gordon. Omar playing out of some trouble. Return to Cochran. Switch the play across Rodriguez. Now Hedrick here, who's got King out wide to his right. Feed it to Darnell. The chance, Escalante, and again, just wide of goal. Escalante not afraid to take those attempts from about 30, 35 yards out here, Lance.
Absolutely, and this is the second time we've seen him. They're coming in from the right side on his left foot, and that puts him in a very comfortable position as a ball striker. He is a good ball striker. He hits the ball hard, cleanly, and so him being able to come in on that left side, on that left foot, excuse me, I would expect to see him take a couple more of those looks as the game goes on.
I'm surprised we haven't seen him do that more to this point in the season.
Well, mind you, he's been coming in most often from the left-hand side. And so when he's cutting inside, he's cutting in on his right foot, which is his non-preferred, which is leaving him more often than not in a serving role or serving position. But this coming in from that right side, that touchline on the far side there, putting him on that left foot, coming at space with speed, and he certainly seems to be happy with that. Something we haven't seen Connor Presley be able to do as of yet. Most of the time you've seen Connor Presley pick up the ball tonight, it's been with pressure on his back. He hasn't been able to get it on a half turn where he can then run at Ibiaga and run at that space to the inside.
Cochran. Cuomo. Mentioned it a minute ago, the possession last few minutes beyond the Escalante opportunity a moment ago, really on San Antonio FC's side of the field. A lot of times when that pressure comes, Lance, for San Antonio, we see them try to play that long ball, that vertical ball to just alleviate the pressure, and it's it's often not the best solution to get their attack going.
But again, they're playing with 3 there through the middle of the park as opposed to 2, which we've seen them play more recently. And adding that extra player just gives an extra option there in the middle of the park and allows them to be able to keep the ball, play those closer passes, and ultimately be able to then build up the field.
There's a good build up here. Gordon takes it from Lopez. Good run from Cochran, edge of the box, plays it across, defended away there by Energy. Lopez back on the ball. Energy collapses in the box. Works it out top. Maxi Rodriguez out wide. Darnell King joining the play. Well defended on the outside by Sean McClaws.
Good patience there.
Deep ball here, and Van Oekel comes over to the near side post to snag that one.
Aside from that ending up in the goalkeeper's hands, that really was a nice little sequence there from SAFC, working from left to right, getting a decent ball into the box.
Sign up to play like the pros, presented by Toyota. You'll be entered to win a chance to participate in Toyota Field Day. San Antonio FC players and coaches. Go to toyotafieldday.com to enter today. See 1 minute added time.
I would have thought with the scuffle with Cuomo and Baril,
and
with Escalante being down, they were critical of the FIFA, were critical of the referees, the officials, not giving enough added time at the end of halves, and we've seen a big change through the World Cup play, and really pretty surprised to see only 1 minute there tonight.
Chavez for Dixon. Looking in Bolesky's direction. Cuomo able to intercept. It's kept alive by Ibiaga. This ball will end up here harmlessly to Matt Cardoni, which will just about wrap up this opening half at Toyota Field, and that indeed does it. Scoreless through 45 minutes between longtime rivals San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC. Anya Rosales down on the field with Darren Powell.
Coach, a lot of chances created that first half. What particularly did you like in that play in the first half?
I thought we showed some good pressure to press the ball in certain areas at certain times that created turnovers that then led to opportunities for us. Now we just got to try and upgrade our opportunities during the course of the second half to get maybe better areas of the field rather than the long shots.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Anya. Pretty clean first half for both sides. See what adjustments are made for the second half, but after one half, it's 0-0, San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC. We'll take a break. Our halftime coming up when we return to Toyota Field after this here on Fox Sports Southwest.
This bud's for the dream and the people bold enough to pursue it. For those who come from nothing and rise to something. It's for those who take everything this country has to offer and make it their own.
They start so small, but bring big life changes. They are now your entire world. And that's why buying a home, protecting your assets, and setting up your family's future requires the right planning and expertise. Your cargo is precious, and your journey is just beginning. It's your story, and we can help. SWBC.
Providing the fuel to take you there, no matter where there is. Top-tier quality fuels from Valero keep your engine running cleaner, better, and longer.
There's a whole secret society out there that craves life beyond the civilized world. If you know what we're talking about, you're in. Equipped with Toyota Safety Sense Standard, the virtually indestructible new 2018 Tundra and Tacoma.
Right now, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2018 Tundra Crewmax Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, you trying to lob all the way! Oh, he made up for it in the most incredible of fashions! Oh, come on! Lancaster! Cameron Lancaster! A dream of a goal!
Yeats inside the area, it's Hamilton! What a finish! Jordan Hamilton! What a strike!
Depersky getting in behind.
That ball from Mirkovic, and what an incredible goal from Peresky! Cordell Cato, oh my goodness, what a finish! Across the middle. Obanawi with the insurance goal. There it is. McInerney, good looking ball. Jack McInerney. Just digs it back in, flicked on. Krasnenko.
Brody inside the 18. Brody shot and a goal. Andrew Brody puts the Monarchs ahead in the 8th minute of play.
This one sent in. Great effort! Tampa Bay equalized in the 90th. It's Damo Duro in his rowdy debut. Omi steps in. Omi shooting! Saved by Lynn! He protected the 2 points!
Looking overlap here on the cross, falling in, and beautifully saved.
Stepping forward, header is saved! Von Williams just barely knocking it away from Doyle.
Brandon Allen! Garces kept it out.
Here comes Fresno. Cooper! Save keeper. Colin gets in behind. Francois off of Ranjitsing. Francois again. Ranjitsing slaps it away. Lofted over the back line and saved by Pickens as he dives aside.
Hi, soccer fans. I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we believe in teamwork, just like some of your favorite soccer teams. That's why we have assembled a team of some of the best lawyers in Texas. Just before joining our firm, one of our new lawyers went to trial in an automobile theft case, and a jury awarded $32.1 million. That means the fours are with you to fight for the verdict or settlement you deserve. So if you've been in a car or truck wreck, call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. Call us right now during this game. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chicken biscuits made fresh daily for breakfast.
Now that's smart.
When it needs to be ultra exciting, high flying, non-stop action, San Antonio FC Soccer's got you covered. When it needs to be high performing, hard working, high tech, super safe, built for comfort, and surprisingly affordable, Holt Cat has got you covered. With best-in-class cat heavy equipment, engines, generators, and more, plus legendary service and support, and the largest parts inventory and distribution network in Texas. Kick it into high gear with Holt Cat.
Got off to a bit of a late start. Fans still enjoying the end of their 4th of July festivities at Toyota Field. Scoreless between San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC. And welcome back upstairs to the broadcast booth along with Lance Key. I'm Dan Weiss and Anya Rosales down in the field. Great to have you with us. And again, happy 4th of July to you. Lance, really no surprise in the first half for San Antonio and Oklahoma City. Two squads that we talked about. They play very tightly contested matches, and really another one that goes right up against the book here so far through 45 minutes.
Absolutely. Surprised this was at 0-0, said nobody who knows this matchup. But it's taken some good saves thus far to keep it at 0-0 from both sides. You see both keepers getting involved. Here through these highlights, an early touch for Matt Cardoni. A difficult bounce here. Miguel Gonzalez, in one of his few touches, really gets a decent look. Cardoni does a great job of keeping that ball out. Rishandle from long range. A great save from Van Oekel there with his right hand. Nice bit of play here to get Omar Gordon going. Again, another good save from Van Oekel going down to his left that time. There have been some chances, and there have been some good chances, more of them to SAFC. But as we said, the goalkeeper's done a good job of keeping this 0-0.
San Antonio has been really on the wrong end of the shot count a lot the last few weeks. There you see it, though, 8 shots in the first half, 2 of them on target. One of the things, though, I noticed, because perhaps of their struggle in the box, they've taken a lot more shots from outside the area, and they've had some good looks with Omar Gordon, Jose Escalante, and Ryan Rishandle getting some decent chances.
Absolutely they have. And it's easier to get shots from outside the box. It's more difficult to have to combine, to collaborate your movement, to get those looks inside the box. The ones inside the box are where the goals come from, though. Unfortunately for SAFC, who are taking these from outside the box, it's not that they're bad looks, but there are better ones, and they're going to have to get those better ones. You heard Darren talk about that just as he came off the field with Anya. They've got to get those better looks in and around the face of goal.
Well, the question is who will finish in the second half, and that's what's coming up. Second half from Toyota Field, and what's turned out to be a pretty nice evening. More when we return on Fox Sports Southwest.
Truck driver for over 40 years and driven more than 3 million miles. I've seen a lot of wide open spaces and beautiful Texas places. It's the best job ever. All 700 of our friendly truck drivers are committed to getting fresh products to the store every single day. In fact, HEB drivers make more than 12,000 deliveries every week because Texas families need us, so we always deliver. This is the Delivered Fresh department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
This bud's for the dream and the people bold enough to pursue it. For those who come from nothing and rise to something. It's for those who take everything this country has to offer and make it their own.
San Antonio FC Soccer on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. We'll check in with Anya Rosales before the start of the second half. Coming up next.
of the Texas Lottery. The Texas Lottery would like to thank all of our veterans that have match tonight. Since the 2009 Texas Lottery has contributed more than $98 million for veterans programs. The Texas Lottery proudly supports Texas veterans. Hey, let's take a look at the video report for highlights from the first half.
Welcome back to Toyota Field. Start of the second half. San Antonio FC and OKC Energy FC still looking for tonight's first goal. Well, if you've been noticing, San Antonio FC sporting a brand new kit for the first time this season, and more on that, getting her own opportunity to wear the kit. Let's check in with the third member of our crew, Anya Rosales, down on the field.
Thanks, Dan. That's right. As you can see, I'm sporting the new kit that SAFC is also sporting tonight on the field. It's a red color that goes off the accent stripe in the crest. Obviously, the team's owned by SS&E, Spurs Sports and Entertainment, which is black and white mainly as their colors, but the red accent has been a color for SAFC. And one thing that they really wanted to do was just, as they said, be bold. That's kind of the campaign of the jersey. And if you want to buy one of these jerseys for fans at home, you can purchase them online at the Soccer Factory starting Thursday, that is tomorrow. Or you can obviously go in stores to purchase your new bold red jersey for SAFC. Back up to you guys.
Take my money. I love them. I think they're fantastic.
They're sharp.
Well
Look
done.
really good.
San Antonio FC here in the second half, trying to break through. Winless in their last two matches after losing for only the seventh time all-time here at Toyota Field a couple of weeks ago. Saturday's 1-1 draw in Colorado Springs. We'll see what the second half has in store for Energy. Again, they've had a flair for the dramatics in each of their last two games. They've scored in the 90th minute to come up with victories. And we know the history of OKC Energy against San Antonio when it comes to scoring late goals too. Doing it twice last year. Hopefully the script doesn't repeat itself. Again with Lansky, Anya Rosales, and our entire Fox Sports Southwest crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hope you've enjoyed your 4th of July. And hopefully San Antonio FC can end it on a celebratory note with 3 points and a trip back into the top 8 inside the Western Conference table. An early foul against San Antonio will set up the free kick here, earned by Christian Bolesky.
See that pressure there from Luca Cuomo, just trying to stay real tight with Valesky and not allow him to turn, as he got turned a couple of times there in the first half. Probably an adjustment conversation with the staff, talking to him about how to better manage that. Valesky still able to get and earn a free kick there for OKC there at the corner of the box.
Rasmussen out on that right flank to take it. 4 in the box here for Energy. Good ball served in, headed by Ross. And athletically bicycled out there by San Antonio. Numbers on the counterattack here for Mikey Lopez. Just puts it on frame there. An easy save off the pitch for Matt Van Oekel.
You like the look at that break. You like the look of Connor Presley there racing up the left-hand side to try to come in and support. Just never was seen by Mikey Lopez. Ended up really with a very harmless strike at goal or towards goal from close to 40 yards there.
San Antonio FC tonight has 4 natural strikers on the bench here as we start to take a look at second half substitutes. Great ball settled by Alex Dixon to the box, putting it on goal, and it'll end up going over goal. Goal kick here for Matt Cardoni, but going back to who's available tonight to come off the bench, Cesar Elizondo, Kyle Murphy, Alex Bruce, and Ever Guzman, who has started to round back into form a little bit after missing almost 2 months of the season with a lower body injury. extended minutes in Colorado Springs, 16 of them on Saturday night after playing 12 of them here a week ago Saturday. May see him a little bit more in the second half. We'll see how the game plays out.
As the game's been going thus far, you would certainly see Ever Guzman being able to step in and become very dangerous very quickly.
And with those 4 forwards on the bench, I feel that Darren Powell perhaps had it in his mind that against OKC Energy FC would be a tight game, perhaps scoreless at halftime, that he would have an opportunity in the second half with the game opening up, that he could use one of those available strikers to come in and give San Antonio FC an offensive jolt.
You can certainly see that being part of the line of thought from the staff. No real surprise that it's a tightly contested match, as we talked about at the top. And it has been exactly that. Although, as I said at halftime, it's taken some really good saves. A couple of really good saves from Matt Cardone. A couple of very good saves from Van Oekel, getting down to his right and down to his left to tip things around the bar. So there have been chances, but in previous matches as well. Plenty of chances, just not a whole lot to find the back of the net. And much of the same here tonight.
Darnell King with the first touch, upfield. But behind him, and then it's off the Energy player, and San Antonio FC with a throw in here. Rodriguez, good touch there. Escalante with Lopez, return ball back in Escalante's direction. Ran over the defender to get into the ball inside the area, knocked away. Back to Lopez, a chance, defended out. Alex Dixon will come back with the ball here for Energy.
Good bit of individual work there from Escalante, just down near the end line to win that ball back. Ball overhit a little bit from Mikey Lopez, a little too vertical, tailing away from him, but he was able to get it back and create something for Mikey Lopez in return. And a defensive touch to keep it out of danger.
Darnell King concedes possession. Gonzalez puts it wide, onside Valesky. Makes the run upfield. Nice job by Cochran getting back, settled here for Dixon. Dixon into the box. Sends it wide of goal. Dixon thought that was deflected, but it's definitely going to be a goal kick here for Matt Cardone.
He was asking for it. And one of the few times we've seen Gonzalez here with possession going forward in almost 51 minutes here. That's what we're used to seeing be a little bit more present, a little bit more prevalent in their attack. But then the other side, Alex Dixon has been very dynamic tonight. Really, really a dangerous player. He's very quick, covers a lot of ground very quickly, and has been dangerous both in possession and in his off-the-ball movement as well there in the first half, and has already had a couple of looks here in the second half.
Like San Antonio, Oklahoma City Energy FC has made some personnel changes, and this past week alone they signed longtime Major League Soccer defender Atiba Harris, formerly of FC Dallas. They are affiliated with FC Dallas, so there is some connection as San Antonio works it free, although Maxi Rodriguez isn't able to run it down by the touchline. Harris is not in the 18 tonight. Figure he hasn't played all season. Have to try to build him up before he can become available for Steve Cook. It's a nice addition, though, here at the midway point of the season as Energy's trying to fight their way back into the playoff mix.
Really both teams at a critical point of the season, needing to get 3 points everywhere they can.
Rasmussen chips it up top. The flag up on Gonzalez. It's clearly in an offside position, a little bit of a delayed call, but the call nonetheless. And especially for San Antonio, they've got 4 out of 6 here at home. But when they get to the beginning of August, they're going to play 8 out of 10 games on the road. And they're going to have to, I don't want to say have some cushion, but they're going to certainly have to be still within the mix, staring at that very difficult schedule coming up down the stretch as they try to secure their second consecutive playoff berth.
Absolutely. You want to be, as SAFC, you want to be going into that stretch of games with some extra points in hand from somewhere. You've got to find ways to get them at this point in the season, obviously being at home, but then even being on the road. You know, you've got to be able to go in on the road in an uncomfortable environment and still be able to steal points. And the less they work themselves up the table between now and then, the more points they're obviously going to have to steal to be in playoff contention.
Good touch by Valesky as he runs at Luka, plays it out wide. Dixon in the box. Dixon off Cardoni. And the rebound comes out here to Darnell King. Escalante goes down with a foul on Energy.
McClaws had a whole lot to argue there. Here's Dixon on that right-hand side playing another dangerous ball right across the face of the 6-yard box. Matt Cardoni have to go full extension into oncoming runners. Does a good job to push it out beyond them and not give up anything there in that short range.
You've mentioned that a couple of times from Alex Dixon. He has been very dangerous up that right flank tonight. Looks like McClaws disputed the foul here as he comes back with Malik Badawi, our center referee. Another word.
Almost a battle of wills there between center official and McClaws. But yes, to your point, Alex Dixon is and has been very dangerous. He loves that space. They've been able to find him out in large spaces, and it's been able to stretch Greg Cochran out further away from Luka Cuomo, which has been a little bit of an uncomfortable space for Cuomo himself, being new to the lineup and having to adjust and manage that space. And Dixon's done a great job of exploiting that and turning those into decent service opportunities into the box.
Something that Reno's Antoine Hopino did very well as well on that right side a couple of Saturdays ago here at Toyota Field.
Absolutely. And that's a massive element to the attack of any team, is the ability to get the ball in the final third of the field, in particular in those final 20 yards, and get good service into the box. The better that you can do to work that ball in and along the edge of the 6-yard box and force the goalkeeper into that uncomfortable zone, obviously the more dangerous you're going to be in terms of scoring goals. And that's one of the critiques that we've had for SAFC thus far, is they haven't been doing that a whole lot, something we're used to seeing them do in past seasons.
A little bit better tonight with Escalante running up the right side, although his opportunities have been more outside the area, as Dixon has gotten into the box a couple of times and has put it across the base of goal. Several chances here in this game. Ibiaga working it back. Callum Ross sending it forward. Cochran settles. Return it back. Cyprian Hedrick. Dangerous position. Concedes possession. Burrell, and then Hedrick knocks Burrell down. It'll be a foul and a free kick coming up. And Cyprian Hedrick will go into the books here in the 56th minute.
Yeah, the build-up to that just didn't look clean. It didn't look comfortable. You could almost see that ball coming in a little bit heavier than Cyprian Hedrick was comfortable with. First touch not going where he wanted it to. Burrell recognizing that, jump straight on it, and then probably made a little bit more of that than there really was. But a heads-up play there from Burrell to get possession and put himself in position to be dangerous there. Hedrick almost had to take him down.
I was going to say, this is a dangerous free kick, no question, but I think that's a foul Cyprian Hedrick has to take without question. It's going to set up Rasmussen here, probably from about 23, 24 yards out. Definitely the best opportunity to go for goal here on a free kick for OKC Energy tonight.
We've seen a couple from this distance.
Rasmussen to the back post, just over goal.
We've seen a couple from that distance from SAFC with the same result, just not putting the ball on frame. Those are great goal-scoring opportunities for any team, especially you're talking 0-0 matches, close matches. You're going to see him just not be able to get down, get over the top of the ball and bring it down under the bar and keep it on frame.
So we play on scoreless here in the 58th minute. Cyprian Hedrick and Luka Cuomo sitting on yellows for San Antonio. Philip Rasmussen, who just took the free kick, sitting on a yellow for Energy. San Antonio, 37 yellow cards on the season. Came into tonight tied for 6th in USL play. Comes to cautions. McClaws. Quiet night for him on the left side as they've worked the right very much. Gordon Trying to get the touch through to Rodriguez. Concedes possession, tried to win it back. Callum Ross will work it out wide. Alex Dixon now.
Really a bad giveaway there from McClaws as he got forward. Just a lateral ball across the middle of midfield. And then it goes the other way, and Maxi Rodriguez again in great position to be able to connect and exploit that space, and elects to take that extra touch and try to turn into pressure there as opposed to giving it off to players he sees who have a better vision of the field. So important for him, especially as he's trying to grow into this lineup as the season goes on. He's got to be cleaner in possession. He's got to be able to play other players in more than just play himself in.
Greg Cochran, who rarely lets his emotions get the best of him, really unhappy with the call. Thought it was the San Antonio throw-in. Voices his displeasure. And that is rare. We do not see Greg Cochran lose his cool very often. And instead, anyway, it turns back to San Antonio as Energy loses it along the touchline.
You're right. You know, Greg Cochran is always Mr. Steady. You just almost know what you're going to get from him night in and night out. He's going to work his tail off, but he never really... He never demonstrates or shows that emotion. But, you know, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to see that coming from him. You know, you look around, you look at a lot of personnel changes, you look at a lot of even newcomers to the team. Greg's a guy who's been around. He's been a part of it. He's been a part of the success. And so for a player like that to start to demonstrate a little bit of emotion and start to kind of plug himself in there, I don't think is a bad thing at this particular point in time for this team. I think it's actually going to probably do them a little bit of good.
Here's Cochran running across field. Holds up as he hands it off to Rodriguez. Worked wide to the outside. Darnell King. Back touch to create some space. Corner of the box. King gives it out top. Here's an opportunity to the back post. Sent over goal by Mikey Lopez.
Interesting decision I saw there from Darnell King. I really thought that one of the few opportunities for them to gain the end line and get that ball back across, as we've been talking about, he elected to come back across top of the box. He's going to play here Mikey Lopez, who again, he's leaning back and away. He's not able to get over the top of the ball and keep it on frame. And so these chances from outside the box, they are chances indeed, but there are much better chances.
This is a good point you're bringing up, because that was one of the few times I felt they had a clean entry into the area from that right side. And you're right, Darnell King ends up going with a back touch to Lopez. And they always say, the further are you away from goal, the less percentage of success you have of getting it on goal.
Most definitely. And I even thought, even if he didn't want to take that, I think it was McClaws here he was faced up against. He still could have hit that early service, bent that ball in behind the back line and created a dangerous opportunity in the face of goal, as opposed to from 20, 22, 25 yards under pressure, leaning back. Those just aren't great goal scoring opportunities. Not to say they don't go in, but it's going to take a special ball, as we've already seen tonight.
McClaws, good touch here. Burrell inside the area. Nice across. Zibiaga gives it a go. Good save, Cardoni, as he parries it away.
Well, it's always a big question when you see a change in goalkeeper on a night, and he certainly is not letting them down tonight. He's been very, very good keeping the ball out of the back of the net. A couple of early moments with his feet, some pass backs and things that didn't look quite comfortable for him, but he's been very, very good. Staying upright, he's gotten good starting positions, and he's stayed big throughout, and that's what's kept him in front of some of these balls.
Darnell King was just given a caution. I'm not really sure why exactly. That puts Darnell, though, back on 6 overall for the season. And again, we didn't see anything up here for certain. Perhaps we could go back and take a look. I'm not sure if there was a word for the center referee. But Darnell King goes here into the books as we play on, still 0-0. Connor Presley for Escalante as he runs in on Becky Escalante, or McClaws rather, with an opportunity that's blocked over across. Ibiaga then lost it. Works it back away from Gordon. Play on, says the referee. After Gordon went down. There was some embellishment perhaps from Omar.
Yeah, I think if Gordon had just gone down a little less theatrically and just plain and simply gone down, he probably would have been awarded that.
It was a good job by Omar to take the ball away. There was a little bit of a tug there with that right arm from Ibiaga.
And I think he stood on his foot. He stood on his left foot there. But again, the embellishment is what ultimately lost the foul for him.
Alex Bruce right now is up with a word for Darren Powell on the bench. Rodriguez concedes possession. Oh, it's Darnell King to come back with the ball. Nice little footwork around Miguel Gonzalez. Back to King, who then just ran right into the defender before he could open things up. And that's Gonzalez with it back in front of Darren Powell. Will play it off Lopez. A throw in here for Energy. First sub of the night for Energy will be a guy who was on the bench here in San Antonio a few weeks ago for the Open Cup for FC Dallas, Francis Atuahane. The 4th overall pick from this past Major League Soccer Super Draft. Atuahane, who scored 24 goals in 49 matches at the University of Michigan. It's a Generation Adidas contract, 1 goal on the season. Gordon tries to break through. He does. Still on his feet. Rolls it into the area. Callum Ross will steer it out. So Atuahane, the 22-year-old rookie who was, again, available for selection in the Open Cup game when FC Dallas was here, did not come in. He is on loan from Dallas down to Energy and makes his 6th appearance of the season, coming on here early in the second half. Alex Bruce is getting loose here in front of Darren Powell, and Bruce, who's been out of action for quite a bit, he's going to come on here as San Antonio's first substitute tonight. Will take out Maxi Rodriguez in the 66th minute. So Bruce comes on, and beg your pardon, not Rodriguez, but Connor Presley will come off. Alex Bruce, 19-year-old, 2 goals on the season, makes his 8th appearance of the year. His last 5 games, 12 shots on goal, 6 that have been on target.
He scored a couple of big goals for SAFC. And you know, the night for Connor Presley just never materialized quite how he wanted it to. He had a hard time finding the ball out there on the left-hand side. Ibiaga was always right alongside him. He was always receiving the ball with his back to goal, 50, 60 yards from goal oftentimes. Just wasn't able to come in and find it. You saw him there late in his stint there tonight, coming across the field as much as possible to try to get it.
Not the best ball from Valesky, looking in Ibiaga's direction. Cochran prevents it from being a corner. So each team making their first substitute of the match. Atuahane for Energy. Alex Bruce for San Antonio FC.
And that movement with Alex Bruce coming in, you see Omar Gordon there moving out to the right-hand side on the near touchline, pushing Escalante over to the left-hand side, perhaps trying to deal with and manage what we've been talking about, is just not being able to find that final 10 or 12 yards along the end line to get those services in. Obviously with Escalante early in the game, he was coming in on his left foot.
Off of Hedrick here, settled by Valesky. Nice job though by Cyprian to get back, works it away from Valesky. And Gordon fell down trying to keep it alive. Here's McClaws. Burrill Switch the play across. Dixon whips it into the box. Comes down to Burrell. Great finish by Jose Burrell to break the tie and get OKC Energy on the board. What a fantastic finish by Jose Burrell in the 68th minute.
An absolute cracker. What a great ball he played all the way out to the far touchline. Alex Dixon there waiting for it, took a fantastic first touch, set himself up, whips the ball in, and here you see Burrell just leaning with that left shoulder dipping towards frame, comes real clean across the ball and just drives it into the far corner there. What a fantastic finish.
Jose Burrell's first goal of the season in the 68th minute from Alex Dixon. We figured might play into an opportunity for Energy tonight. It's Dixon's second assist of the season, and for Burrell, his 15th career goal in USL play. And puts San Antonio FC down against their longtime nemesis here with 21 minutes remaining in the match.
And interestingly, you see it start out here with Omar Gordon on the near touchline, really saving a ball without being in position to do anything with it. McLaws picks it up, plays Burrell. Burrell drives it out to the far side. A fantastic service in. And then now SAFC find themselves down a goal. Here, 20 minutes to play.
This is kept alive as Escalante tries to run at the defender. Will earn a corner for San Antonio at 4 in the first half. This is their first of the second half. On that left stick, it'll be Escalante who will take the corner. Played out to the top of the 6. Hedrick got underneath it, and it's awarded as a goal kick here for Energy.
Hedrick just not able to head that ball down. He's jumping, he's spinning, he's turning away from frame, he's losing all the power as he does so, and just not able to redirect it back down onto frame. Another set piece opportunity for SAFC. Again, we've talked a little bit about that this year, just haven't been able to capitalize frequently enough. Big hill to climb here for SAFC late in this match.
Atua Hene, first touch for him. Out wide on that right side, gives it a go, and Cardoni was tracking it the whole way. I think he thought the youngster was going to take it from that deep. Atua Hene was originally drafted, as we said, 4th overall by Montreal. His rights were traded to FC Dallas, who then 7 picks later drafted Ima Tumasi, who did play in that Open Cup match here. Both generation Adidas contracts, both from Ghana, from the same town, in fact. Tuahene playing at Michigan and Tumasi playing at Wake Forest. So can San Antonio FC come up with the equalizer here after Energy gets a wonderful display of technique and finish from Jose Burrell to get on the board.
Yeah, you just will not see many taken as well as that one was. Just a great finish, great bit of technique. And you see that as that ball was peeling back in, he's leaning down, getting that left shoulder dropped onto frame, knowing he's going to have to elevate that right foot to be able to stay on top of the ball, and just hits it as pure as you can.
I mean, there's a massive physics lesson there in terms of what you're talking about, elevating the leg, catching it at the exact spot to then be able to bend it to the opposite post to get in, and that's exactly what Burrell did. As Escalante here holding up now. Rashandel. Around Rasmussen. Rashandel playing forward. Lopez with the turn. And an errant ball, though, trying to go back out wide for Jose Escalante.
And still the best chances of the night for SAFC came early in the first half. And we go back to it. They just have not been able to capitalize on some of these possession opportunities in the final third and get good service into the box. And we've been critical about that, but for good reason, because they just haven't been able to do that consistently. And then you have silly giveaways like that that puts you under tremendous pressure going the opposite direction. Fortunately, Alex Dixon didn't want to run any further than he already had and gave a friendly back to Matt Cardoni.
Cesar Elizondo, Ever Guzman, both on the bench, both ready to go. Elizondo 9 goals in 42 matches with San Antonio. Ever Guzman 6 goals in 20 matches with San Antonio. He's coming back from injury though, trying to be stretched out a little bit. We're basically in the same vicinity of the minutes that he's played so far to this point in the last couple of games. He played 16 on Saturday in Colorado Springs, about exactly where he would be right now if he came on. Elizondo, though, looks like it is going to be the next one to go in for San Antonio. Hedrick. Can't get that ball through the channel to Omar Gordon.
Too vertical there from Cyprian Hedrick. He's got to find that space going back away from the flow of game. In that situation, back across to his left and be able to connect out that opposite side. Just too predictable when you take up that space and you make that initial penetration into that area, and then you try to weave that perfect vertical ball into that space. It's very difficult to do unless you've got a great run being made from outside to inside. That time that wasn't the run, and just really did never have a chance to connect.
Steve Cook's also going to make his second substitute too. He's going to put in another goal scorer as well in Jaime Sia. Turnover by San Antonio. Although a foul on Energy will give possession back. Elizondo now will come on for Rodriguez here in the 75th minute. Maxi's night is over. Jaime Sia will come on for Christian Bolesky.
Some decent moments from Maxi Rodriguez tonight in possession. A few times, as we talked about, we're just got a little bit overcomplicated with things, but ultimately not a bad effort there tonight.
Bolesky as well had his moments on the other side for Energy. 15 minutes plus whatever added time. San Antonio FC. I'd have to go back and look. I'm trying to remember if there was a time where they have lost consecutive matches here at Toyota Field in USL play. Only 7 all-time in 39 matches. And a giveaway here for Alex Bruce now. Driving, Bruce. Deep ball. Oh, what a finish for Alex Bruce! To the back post, the equalizer. And the game level at 1.
Inspired by his countrymen's efforts, what a fantastic, what a clinical finish from Alex Bruce. Picks up the errant service. Just coming into the final third of the field, recognizes the goalkeeper's too high off of his line. This is just a very, very well taken ball. It shows a lot of maturity really from a young guy to be able to play that ball. We talked as he came onto the field, he scored some big goals for SAFC here in the last month or so, and another very big one for them here.
Third of the year for the 19-year-old. His first shot of the night is in the back of the net. A huge goal for San Antonio to level the game at 1. And a little momentum now for the home side. Gordon will take it away. Service in the direction of Bruce. A little bit beyond him.
And that ball from Gordon not into Alex Bruce's wheelhouse. Got to play that ball to feet and let him set himself up with his first touch. What a good finish.
Gordon Chips the ball into the area, deflected back out to Lopez, and strikes it wide off his right foot.
Again there, Mikey Lopez electing to pull up from outside the 18-yard box. He had a little bit of space there. You almost would rather see him take that first touch forward, engage that defender who's essentially 1 versus 1 in his own 18-yard box, and put the pressure on them at that point. Especially under the circumstances, just getting the goal back, building some momentum for your team.
Alex Bruce has certainly developed the moniker, as you talked about, scoring timely goals here for San Antonio. Of course, going back to the beginning of June, his finish late in the match against Portland that earned San Antonio a huge 2-1 victory, which at the time looked like it might be a real big turning point in the season for San Antonio based on their comeback that night after going down 1. Won the next week against Sacramento before the last couple of weeks have been, unfortunately, without a result. Here as Escalante will run this down here on the edge of the box, brings it right to the corner now before he works it back out top for Cesar Elizondo. First touch for him tonight since coming on. Elizondo jumps forward, McClaws defends out. Sia looking for that ball. Roll back to Mikey Lopez. Oh, look out. Luka wasn't anticipating, and Baril after it. Baril drives it on Cardone. Baril stops, hands to Sia, knocked away. Baril going back for it. San Antonio FC survives. And now on the counter, Gordon upended, the advantage play on for Elizondo. Whips it across, headed down over goal. Alex Bruce was looking for number 2.
What a sequence. What a sequence. You think about the errant pass here.
The yellow card just went up on Callum Ross.
Recovery. Here's probably a penalty. Cyprian Hedrick gets away with it straight away back up the field. Finally a ball across the face of the 6-yard box from Cesar Elizondo in transition. And Alex Bruce scored such a phenomenal goal and was just in position to score the second to go ahead 2-1 and just wasn't able to get it on frame. He redirected it straight back down into the ground. Wouldn't he love to have that one back again?
Baril just getting to his feet. Boy, you're right. San Antonio FC might have gotten away with one inside the box after Baril went down.
I want to go back to that ball from Alex Bruce that he scored on. Think how long it's been since he had passed, served, struck a ball. He comes straight in off the bench in the 70th minute or whatever it is, picks up an errant pass with one touch, sets himself up, and just perfectly textures that ball. I'm just really impressed with that type of awareness and that type of execution from that young 19-year-old. What a good finish.
So we go on here in the final 10 minutes of the match, leveled at 1. After the goals come literally minutes apart. Baril in the 68th minute. And Alex Bruce in the 77th minute off the bench.
And the same 2 players, both with 2 very good looks. Baril elected to try to slot it across when probably was in position to beat Matt Cardone in that situation. Obviously, the errant pass, and Luca Cuomo had to do everything he could just to try to recover, but Baril was really in position to take a good look at it. And then 10 seconds later, Alex Bruce is on the end of a cross from Cesar Elizondo and just not able to execute. But some good stuff, some good, intense, exciting moments here in the late stages of this match.
Will there be more? Ball back. Atua Hene. Nice job by Hedrick with a challenge. Bianca keeps it moving across to Sean McClaws. Here's Baril. Back touch Sia. Hops over Hedrick. Hedrick, though, stayed with the ball. Drives it out. throw in OKC energy.
Good 1-versus-1 defending there from Cyprian Hedrick.
Chavez. And Okel drives it. 18-yard box to 18-yard box. Shandle comes back for the ball. Cuomo. Xavier Guzman getting set to become San Antonio FC's final substitution tonight. He'll get roughly about maybe 10 minutes or so with added time included. Try to make an impact. Lopez. Escalante out wide, running on Ibeagha. Back into the box, brought down, play on. Oh, that's twice now. And a foul on San Antonio FC. Cheno's going to come on for Escalante here in the 85th minute as Burrill is once again down on the pitch.
Escalante in good position here. Ibeagha, very minor pull of the shirt. Escalante would have been better off just to take the space. He had one off of Ibeagha as he cut that ball back, and then you see Mikey Lopez come through Burrill there.
So Cheno Guzman is on here in the 85th minute. Third straight appearance since coming back from injury as a sub. Now San Antonio FC really with some firepower here late with Bruce Elizondo and Guzman up top. Still, of course, Omar Gordon in the match. So as Burrill continues to be worked on. Let's take a look at Alex Bruce's finish here that has this game level from the 77th minute.
Does such a nice job. You see him just get those toes up, come right through the bottom of the ball, but just to create that dip as he follows through. You see him just getting the ball to dip over the top of the goalkeeper there. Matt Van Oekel, who's made some really good saves tonight to keep his team in position to win this match, but just bested in that moment with Alex Bruce. And a great, just a class finish from the young fella.
So we've seen two, as you pointed out, very tremendous individual efforts tonight from Burrill and Bruce. And Burrill's going to come out after the injury here. He's over on the far touchline. Richard Dixon is going to come on. This is more of a defensive substitution at this point here as Energy on the road, perhaps just seeking the point at this point with only a few minutes left in the match.
Absolutely right. I think they're just recognizing the situation, just want to make sure they come away with something here. And as much as I like that goal from Alex Bruce, I just don't think there's much this week that's going to compete with Burrill's finish for USL goal of the week. So well taken.
Dixon with a touch. Sia driving on Cochran. Sia makes the turn. Sia will be called for the foul.
A long delay there with Burrill going down. Interesting to see here how many minutes either team has to get the go-ahead.
Well, yeah, to your point, I get the sense we'll see probably in the neighborhood of 5-6 minutes here. of added time. Prior to that, it had been a pretty clean half. Lopez. Still in possession. Switch the play across. Return Paul back here for Cyprian Hedrick. San Antonio FC trying to get numbers for it. Again, you've got Bruce there playing the 9. Cheno right behind him is the 10. Elizondo and Gordon out wide. Here's Hedrick. Touched by Bruce, but taken away. Back on the counter. Dixon sending it forward. Hedrick trying to run it down. He'll get to it ahead of Sia. Some danger on the other side for Energy with the talent of Sia. Alex Dixon, Tuahene still out there, so.
And Sia continuing to press the lines here in the late stages.
This one rides out off of Alex Dixon. As we move into the final minute, the 90th minute here at Toyota Field, 1-1. The goals 9 minutes apart from Burrill in the 68th minute and Alex Bruce in the 77th. Burrill's first, Bruce's third. Gordon in the direction of the back post, and whether Elizondo was going to be able to run it down, he did not.
Not a bad idea there from Omar Gordon, just recognizing the space in behind the back line, trying to get that early ball in. Just wasn't able to pull it back. CFC have got to be deliberate here about finding Guzman there, who's come in just underneath Alex Bruce. Deliberate insofar as just making sure that in possession they are finding him in that buildup.
We'll have 4 minutes of added time. To me, is a little surprising. But after the 1 minute in the first half, limited minutes tonight of stoppage time. Cuomo, numbers forward for San Antonio FC. Cochran out wide. Elizondo attacking on Ibiaga. Elizondo, edge of the box, turns back. Sit back out for Cochran. Elizondo whips it in, headed! San Antonio FC in the lead! It's Cheno Guzman! Wave it off though! The offside flag was up, and Cheno is denied at stoppage time.
Love the little two-man game there with Cochran and Elizondo there on the left-hand side, working to get this service off. Great effort there from Guzman to get across and redirect that onto frame. That ball bending away from his run. Obviously not the angle. We'll be able to tell whether or not he was offside. Our opinion doesn't matter though in the end.
Gordon gonna run this one down, gets to it. Sit back into the area, defended away here by Energy. Lopez, Shandel turns, sending it back across. Elizondo with a touch. Nearly halfway through stoppage time. Elizondo's brought down just outside the area. They might play the advantage, but San Antonio FC will earn themselves a free kick, and it's Richard Dixon who has handed the caution in the 92nd minute.
I love the ball from Ryan Rishandel to change the point of the attack, get it out along that left-sided touchline. Yeah, you see Cheno Guzman just trying to recover. He's working laterally and trying to work from a deep position back into an onside position, but never quite gets there.
So a free kick for San Antonio. Cochran and Elizondo. It's Elizondo pushing in and easily defended out. Cochran will go quickly here, about 90 seconds or so remaining in stoppage time. You know, even in spite of the goal being waved off, how much of a boost is it just to see the ball going in the back of the net, though, for San Antonio at that point?
And listen, for Guzman, too, he's a goal scorer. You know, you're motivated as a goal scorer. You're motivated when you see the ball come off of you and find the back of the net.
Gordon a little slow to get up here after that run that resulted in a goal kick. Could have very easily been a corner, perhaps, as it had rolled off McLaws's left boot. Seconds remaining in this one. And barring something unforeseen here in the last half minute or so, looks like it may be another draw between these two Western Conference rivals. Already drawn 5 times.
Why don't you want to win?
Lopez for King. Nice return ball, Mikey Lopez. Defended out by McLaws. Seconds remaining. Nope, they will not get the throw in. Right at the 4-minute mark, the whistle blows. San Antonio FC on Alex Bruce's goal earns level with Energy FC. They unfortunately remain winless against their rival. It's still a huge point earned by San Antonio after going behind after the Baril finish.
At that point in time, going down a goal, minutes to play, to be able to preserve something out of it is important, undoubtedly. Not to lose a second game at home. Those types of things can weigh on you in a season where things aren't seeming to go exactly the way that you'd want them to. But still a lot of work to be done here from SAFC as they push on through the second half of this season. And they need to start picking up some 3-point scenarios. 1-1-1. Just trickling along is ultimately not going to keep them in the best of positions in terms of playoffs. But as you said, it's good they got a point in the end. A great finish from Alex Bruce, and hopefully some moments of spark and enthusiasm for them to be able to build on to move forward.
22 points now, 7th draw of the season for San Antonio FC. My friend, have a happy 4th of July. What's left of it? Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
You as well. Happy 4th.
Your club season continues next Saturday night in Orange County against Orange County FC. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. Keep up with the team on the road. Follow San Antonio FC social. Now, for Lance Key, Anya Rosales, and our entire Fox Sports Southwest crew, I'm Dan Weiss, thanking you for joining us. Our final from Toyota Field. San Antonio FC 1, OKC Energy FC 1. This has been a presentation of the USL and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
I've been an HEB truck driver for over 40 years and driven more